I kind of like to go to the side now, just because I have been executed twice off of basically dropping. Like that. It's Johnny Blade again. It's this guy again. Why are we dropping at the same... Well, this is my house. Don't touch my house. This... Mr. Blade, you've learned this lesson twice now. You've learned this lesson twice now. Don't touch... Okay, well that's two people. Oh, there we go. We got a streamer mode guy, shotgun user. Interesting. I think a DLQ skin actually is kind of similar, but it's just so nice. Iron sight's very clean. Alright, so this guy kind of knows what's up. He is the AK-117 and the BY-15, so... Barza attacks. I'm not sure if that's a bad word or not, so... Kind of have to be careful, you know, just with recording things and posting on YouTube, because I don't know if it's bad or not. So, one of the things you learn very quickly, you know, everything that you post on here, everyone can see, right? So, even if you're not getting millions of views a video, you still have real people watching your videos and, like, actually getting affected by your content. And that's the thing I don't think a lot of people realize, or they'll only realize when you tell them, is content affects you. Like whatever you watch, whatever you intake, whatever you digest, I guess. Not just food, but also content, conversation, energy, time spent with certain people, right? It all affects you. So be careful who you know, give your time to, energy to. I've had to cut out a lot of people in my life because it's just not, oh, I love burning bridges and I love, you know, getting rid of people and just going ghost, but it was legitimately, you know, was a very, I tried to be, you know, that's the thing, right? I can't always just be on a high horse or whatever, however they say it, I don't know, and be like, oh, I was perfect in this situation, you know, and they mistreated me and they wronged me and they did all this stuff, and it's like, no, you know, I try to do the best I can, but legitimately, they weren't reciprocating any of my effort or time or concern or care. So I'm like, okay, you're just getting cut out. Because you are not worth my time, so there you go. So it might sound rude, it might sound blunt, it might sound, I guess, selfish to some people, but to other people they realize, hey, it's actually smart because you don't have a lot of time on this planet. So, I mean, this could be my last video, who knows? Alright, so this could be my last recording. So it's just, you have to think in the way that everything you do affects something. Everything you say affects someone. Right? So you can either make someone... Because speech is very powerful, and I think only when you truly just take a second or two to think about it, every single time you speak, every time... messed it up. Every single time you speak, you affect not only someone else, but yourself. Every time someone else speaks, they not only affect themselves, but they affect you, or whoever's listening, right? So being able to produce content, make content, try to connect with people, try to grow a community of people, try to grow an influence, of, you know, for whatever, right? It's a very, very powerful position. And people will look up to those who are popular. Why? Because they're popular. Because, oh, everyone knows who this is. So I was never a popular kid in school. I was never a popular kid in college. I was never a popular kid anywhere, really. And I didn't mind that. I actually really liked privacy. I liked being an introvert. You know, I stay home. I'd rather stay home and make CODM videos than go out and, you know, go drinking or something. That's just my personality. I guess you could say, having things that work, having very few close good friends, and, you know, I'm happy. I can do a lot of things by myself. I don't necessarily need people to be happy. And I think that's one thing that you have to learn very quickly, is you hear about all the, you know, thousands, millions, however many Instagram followers, however many friends they have, and you can quickly become jealous of people. And I used to, because I was like, oh, I don't have that. But not everything in life you have to have, right? So it just, you know, you learn as you go, right? Sometimes you have the benefit of learning from others, and they either had to learn a lesson or they were taught a lesson by someone else. Like for trust, right? Example, I used to be a very trusting person. I used to think, oh, this person, you know, they actually say what they mean what they say. You know, oh, they wouldn't lie to me. I'm a good person. You know, I try my best. I try to be honest, right? But it's like, no, that's me, right? I try to do my best. I try to be honest. I try to be nice. I used to, right? But now I have to realize not everyone thinks like me. Not everyone acts like me. Not everyone has the same intentions for myself or themselves, right? At all times. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. I learned the lesson of trust and be careful with trust, not only from other people, but also, you know, from personal experiences that really, you know, you remember them. You remember them. They're not the greatest times, but they're the important times to learn and grow and better yourself as a person, better others, teach others, you know. So I don't want to get all philosophical, but I at least thought that if I could, I guess, give helpful advice, give friendly advice, be there for somebody, you know, someone can watch this video, listen to me. Right? No one really knows who I am, right? I'm just some shy guy, and I think that's the perfect, I guess, example or perfect persona to have. I think there's a video about Marshmello and how he's not really just a DJ artist, but he's a brand, he's a symbol, he's an anonymous. People can relate because he's so plain but yet universally known almost. Not universally, but he's popular, right? So everyone can relate to it. Everyone can relate to him. And even if you don't like his music, right, you still kind of know who he is. You have an idea. And he's kind of just, he's not with one country. He's not with one religion. He's not with any one thing, right? He just kind of a blank slate for people to relate to. So I think being able to kind of not copy that, but just have the similar, I guess, channel structure of, I really don't want people to know who I am. I've said before, I'm never going to do a face reveal. Honestly, a voice reveal was a huge thing. I honestly thought that I was just going to post videos with no audio ever. I was not able to get out of my car for some reason. I apologize. And then one day, you know, I was thinking to myself, hey, I have this expensive microphone and I have all this audio equipment. You know, why not? It would kind of just be stupid to have this sitting beside me while I'm playing this game, right? And not be able to not only talk to other people, but to, you know, talk to other people, talk in-game, meet people, respond online to comments and questions, and, you know, just kind of learning as you go, right? Kind of learning as you go. And I think that's something that I had to definitely learn, is that you're always learning. You should always be learning. You always want to be learning, because humans are naturally curious. Even if you say, oh, I don't want to be curious. And this guy's using a pistol. He's trying to be funny. You know, so learning new things, at least in my opinion, is like one of the joys of life. Even if you learn a bad thing, right? Or if you learn, hey, I don't like this food. Hey, this bug or insect stung me, it hurt. But at least you learned it now, right? So now you have that information of, oh, if you see that hornet again, right? It's like, oh, don't try to poke them, right? Don't poke the hornet's nest again. So you learn. So you either better yourself, you better other people. You can say, hey, be careful of hornets, they sting, right? So it's just all these things that you can have two sides to every coin. Two sides to every argument, two sides to every fact or piece of information. So you can either look at learning as bettering yourself, or just kind of, I didn't really want to know that. You know, I didn't need to know that. So there are some things that you don't need to learn. There are things that you're not necessary to learn, but then there's other things that you do need to learn. Flexibility, humbleness, humility, however it's said, kindness, forgiveness, being loving, being compassionate, you know, loyalty. So it's not something, those, you know, examples, not all of them are things that we have at birth. Not everything is, you know, I just know to forgive, right? You have to, what happens as a little kid, right? You have to share, you have to learn how to say sorry, you have to learn all these things, right? So, just kind of something that I thought I would want to share, something that I would want in recording, just to, you know, people to come back to if they want. Be like, hey, I wonder about this topic about forgiveness or learning or whatever, and here you go, now you have it. So, funny of all things, right, it's through a CODM video. So, right, a mobile emulator game, playing a mobile game on an emulator, giving life advice to random people on the internet. So it's kind of funny how things work out, right? The heck was that? Good night. That was disgusting. That was nasty. I don't know if you could tell, but my camera was getting dragged down. I don't know what happens to this emulator, but sometimes it like has these glitches where like it just did it again, where I don't know what happens to the keybind. I don't know what happens to the mouse lock, but I was having issues and it kept pulling down. So because all I did was didn't move still, I didn't move still. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I didn't stay still and I kept moving, excuse me. He wasn't able to headshot me, right? So just even with problems, and that's why I really, I guess just continue to repeat and to give a piece of advice. If I can say one thing in this game is it keeps moving, right? Keep moving. So he had an HDR. Wow, okay. I wonder what his custom HDR build is. All right. Oh lordy. Okay. Holy crap. Yo, I might have to put fast weapon switch on. Holy cow, this thing is fast. Dude, look how fast that weapon switch is. Dang, that's crazy. Nah, whatever. Well, GG to that guy. Please don't hard scope me while prone. It's not very nice. And again, I know I'm repeating myself, but a lesson not to stand still, not to hard scope, and especially don't go prone while you're sniping. Never go prone while you're sniping unless you absolutely have to. And that guy did not absolutely have to. He was trying to be tricky. He was trying to do like a Warzone maneuver or something, and like American Sniper or something. I believe the zone's gonna get to, yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna watch the bridges. This guy, I believe, has an LK-24 and a Dobra, the pistol. If this guy did not already take him out. The streamer mode guy, I'm not sure if he did or not. I don't think so. He might have. But we're gonna act like he's still in the game. So what we can also do is something that not really a lot of people have said. I don't think I've ever seen this actually said, and I cannot take credit for this. This is actually Exo, person I play with a lot. He was able to teach me this. But vehicles are a very versatile tool that I think a lot of people underestimate and a lot of people misuse. So yes, it is true that you can literally just drive around in a vehicle, you can run over people, you can do whatever. However, you can also use them to get on top of things. You can use them to have mobile cover, so he's not dead. So he's a drone user. Interesting. Okay. So we're gonna let that bot. So this is what we're also gonna do, is we're not gonna kill that bot because that bot is gonna go over there and distract this guy. He's already used. Okay, he didn't. Okay. That kind of was awkward, but I don't know what happened.
safe zone is collapsing.
Yeah, but anyway, sorry. The vehicles are very versatile because what you can do is you can blow them up and you can have mobile cover. So it's basically having Defender without having to need Defender. What I just did is I was able to climb on top of it and get on top of this building. Without that, I would have had to have Ninja, Quick Strike, Pumped, you know, movement-based classes. But now I can keep Rewind, but also get on top of certain buildings and certain, you know, taller structures just for ease of access, just because I had a rally car. And then also the rally car is basically a shotgun or a KRM or HSO up close because it's a one-tap 300, so very convenient. So this Dobver guy, I'm not sure. He kind of seems like he's messing around because not really many people except those who mess around and don't know what they're doing use pistols or like kind of the funky weapons that aren't really BR meta weapons. I'm guessing he's literally just going building to building. He is drone, so that's a good thing to know. So once his drone deploys, quite literally in the final zone, I'm going to be absolutely screwed unless I play this correctly. Okay, so the one thing he didn't do right was he didn't use his class. The second thing he didn't do right was he just kind of didn't shoot back, but oh well. GG to that guy.